Robert Plant has come a long way since his high-rising days as a member of Led Zeppelin at the back end of the 60s and through the 70s. His last album was an album with Alison Krauss, which was more akin to country music than rock music. But his new album, released in 2010, called Band of Joy, his 9th solo album, I might add, has really brought him back very much to his roots. But he's also brought with it some interesting ideas, and I'm going to review the album now. The opening cut then is Angel Dance, a haunting, shuffling rock rhythm with Robert's vocals creating that atmosphere of mystique. It's a Los Lobos song, and there's some delicate mandolin included. And Miller on guitar creates a rusty sound that's got a roughage around the edges. The song is written by David Hidalgo and Luis Perez from Los Lobos and was featured on their album The Neighborhood. It's about a new day, about forgetting the past abuses, replacing cynicism with encouragement. And it's Plant suggested it was a little bit like a nursery rhyme, a homage to forefathers. Track 2 then is House of Cards. This is a Richard Thompson cover. It's heavier than Richard's original, which of course was more folk-like. But there are some backing vocals on this, and the guitar rhythm rumbles, and then there's a slow, deliberate keyboard solo full of atmosphere, and then the mandolin again creeps into the mix. Buddy Miller, the guitar player, is a major contributor to the song, as he is to the whole album. Lyrically, I got a sense of politics in this one, about building that represented integrity, truth and justice, and has been now replaced by corrupt government, and the environment is also responding by punishing us. Up next is Central 209. It has an acoustic intro. Reminds me of Page's work on Led Zeppelin 3 a little. It has a hillbilly southern Louisiana feel to it, and Plant's variety on vocals adds hugely to the overall sound. His array of vocal styles, very much reflecting on his abilities overall. Lyrically, it's about a train that brings you back to your love, and there's lots of cowboy metaphors thrown in here. Well, that's my take anyway. Possibly the best track on the album is track 4, Silver Rider. It starts hauntingly and creates an atmosphere immediately as the soft vocal emerges with the story to tell. The tender vocal sways as the rock sound smothers us with that distinctive guitar melody, akin to the best in rock blues ballads. Patsy Griffin joins Robert on lead vocals, and she's more than a match, and it's sort of like a match made in heaven, really. The sounds take you into a drug-induced haze, and it's the best track by far in this selection. Lyrically, I sense this has some cowboy connections. I'm not quite sure. A saviour, a hero, a killer, and it's something to do with that sort of image of living on the edge. That's my thoughts. So to track 5 then on the Band of Joy album, You Can't Buy My Love. This is in many ways probably the closest to a Led Zeppelin style song. It's punchy rock and roll, solid bass and drums with some neat late 60s guitar, short solos I might add. Could it be a little bit similar to a Who outtake? But it's very much a song and a copy of an R&B song sung by Barbara Lynn. Lyrically, well, simple song, simple message, very much like the Beatles' effort. Up next, track 6, Falling in Love Again. This is a gentle ballad again, and owes a lot to late 50s mood. And it's a cover of an old Jimmy Rogers hit, and Robert's vocals are more than convincing as the harmony doo-wah flirts neatly in behind, and there's a delicate pedal steel guitar duet as well. Lyrically, a simple love song about a new beginning. Up next is the only sound that matters. It stays with the country feel, but this is more country rock, 70s style, and again the vocals are right on the money. Such an accomplished vocalist, Plant, who can really put his singing prowess to a variety of genres. Lyrically, another song about how one's love has two distinct patterns, both that can turn one on in a person who's got two styles, both of which are magnetic. Track 8's Monkey, and it returns to the dark mystic rock of Silver Rider, that psychedelic mood that Plant brings to the table. He almost whispers the vocals here, and it describes in sort of a menacing tone with that plodding percussion making it eerie, and then Miller takes over on guitar. I like Patty Given's backing vocals here, when it's more like a duet with Robert. It's full of atmosphere. It's one of the top songs on this excellent batch of songs. Lyrically, well, the monkey is probably in a disguised face, a disguised picture of your true feelings, probably something like that. So it's on to track 9 now, and this is Cindy, I'll Marry You Someday. Well, it's a folk song in essence. There's some really nice mandolin and banjo. That's what I heard anyway. It feels like we're in Cajun country in the southern United States. Plant's vocal, very nice tempo, creates a small town community feel. It sort of recaptures really those oddities that we heard from Led Zeppelin, reminiscent of those rare sort of acoustic tracks. Lyrically, it's a cute song about having a good time before getting married. Well, that was my view on it anyway. Track 10's Harm's Swift Away, written by Townes Van Zandt. It's a country song, country roots, and I thought it had a little nod to Nick Lowe, the tempo and the beat to it. Nice swirling chorus with some jangly guitar. Buddy Miller, very impressive on the whole collection. Lyrically, it's wanting to find that perfect place to share that perfect love, and it becoming elusive. Track 11 is Saturn Satan, Your Kingdom Must Come Down. It's a very spiritual song about faith and tearing down the demons. It's got a very mystic feel to it. It's sort of Old English. I use the word old, spelt with a Y and a E. Mythical tale probably from the Middle Ages. But there's some neat sounds on here, a touch of banjo and some really slick, nice electric guitar. Finale then, Even This Shall Pass Away. It's a bit of an oddity, this track, I thought. It seemed to get the impression that Plant was trying to get modern, up to date, a bit hip hopish. I didn't think it really worked. It's got a sort of shuffling percussion to start it off, and some extravagant guitar noises with some sort of pedals, not really wah-wah, but certainly odd. And it's an adventurous alternative sound, if ever I heard one. Bit wild and chaotic, but it's got to be said it's daringly different. Lyrically, a philosophical look at wealth and pleasure, and how time will replace this with life's lessons. So that concludes the track by track. I have to say that this is the best solo album by Robert Plant that I've heard. Interesting that he should use the title the same as the original band that he was in before Led Zeppelin arrived, and it's got a real variety on this album, and Plant has to receive the accolades really for his diversity in his vocals, in his song choices, and how the band puts together the music. It's very, very good. Very impressed by it. So I suggest you get to listen to it. It's called Band of Joy, and it's Robert Plant and his band, and it was released in 2010. Give it a listen.